So today we're doing downtown Honolulu. When I lived in San Francisco, this kind of area we call it the FIDI, Financial District. They don't really say that here though.
I've never heard that before.
This is downtown.
Yeah.
There's town, which is the whole like metropolis of Honolulu.
Yeah.
Then there's downtown. Everyone knows it's this area which we'll get into. So that's number one. Number two, I don't appreciate you dressing up. Well, I'm wearing a t-shirt today.
I don't appreciate you dressing down.
And we're standing in front of Honolulu Tower where we did a deal in the past year. John, if you're watching. Nice view of Honolulu Harbor, the Coast Guard Station, Aloha Tower, which we'll probably show today.
You're like 1 degree away from Chinatown.
You feel it, right? Like you look right down that street, it changes. The 2-story with someone living above. And
commercial
then, like,
downstairs.
The flower shop and grocer downstairs.
All the Lay shops downstairs.
As is with town and downtown, I gotta go pay the parking meter. I forgot to pay.
Here in downtown Honolulu, if you look around, it's just buildings, right? So in that area, more towards Chinatown, you'll see like multi-level where downstairs is all commercial. Maybe you can have residential upstairs, like how you'd see in like New York or something like that. This side, it's all buildings. So they're not new construction. So if you go a little bit this way, you have like the Ward and the Kaka'ako, which we've talked about before. But this area, the buildings are a little bit older. My dad actually, he was in construction for 45 years. He worked on a lot of these buildings. Remember being in like high school and middle school, being on those job sites at these buildings with him. So lots of condo, higher rise style buildings. You're not gonna see like a single family home situation here. This is condo living. And if you don't need brand new condo living, there's actually some really nice stuff here. It's actually kind of like hip now. There's like, was it Bar 35? Whatever that bar is. Obviously I'm not out at night in town. I'm not really a townie. Places to go out, lay shops, lay stands, the business district, the finance district, all that stuff that way. And some like Straub is around here too for like people who are nurses or working in the medical industry. The walkability is really cool in this area. But you also have like in walking distance this way, if you head more Mauka towards the mountain, you have like Safeway and Long's Drugs, which is a CVS, Zippy's, which is Derek's favorite. So we gotta always make sure we find the nearest Zippy's no matter where we go. Not gonna be like a Ward. It's not gonna be that type of walkability where you can go to like a cafe right around the corner. I don't know, it's just a little more, it feels a little more relaxed, a little bit less bouge. Like you can come around here and just get stuff. I feel like people are on a mission more here, like to get in and get out.
A lot of the units are in like these weird corner, like it's not your standard square, right?
I remember this guy now.
Oh, we hung out with
Yes,
we hung out
that's
with
right.
John.
We went to Monkey Pot after.
Yeah.
I remember this
Yeah,
guy
John,
now,
so we had a beer with John. Did you go up and see?
I did, yeah. That's the first time he saw it too, and he loved it.
Oh, it was the first, yeah, because he bought virtually.
It's like got weird angles.
If you want to get into town though, I think we got in for under 400,000, if I remember correctly.
And it was a cute spot.
It was a cool spot
Yeah.
for 1 bedroom.
Yeah. Had a nice little balcony with like city views and
like a nice hotel, like a hotel suite.
Yeah.
That's your permanent spot. 700 something square foot, big windows, nice pool, barbecue area. But you said what are you like the one that's really dog friendly?
Yeah.
And I commented, I was like, yeah, it did smell like dog urine outside of that building, and right here, it kind of smells like that right now. So I didn't know that this was like the dog-friendly building. But admittedly, Mahe does more condos in town.
I just know that I've seen like a pit bull in the, whether or not your association actually allows it, we don't know. But I have seen like a pit bull in, walking around upstairs in there. So I was like, oh, okay. And even Marissa, one of her clients, had like a big pit bull too, and he lived there.
That's like the living room. So a lot of natural light, especially if you're on that side of the building. That's the living room. Living room goes into this like lanai area, and then that's the master bedroom. So they both come into the lanai, and if you're on that side, some pretty, some views that can rival some of the like $1 million first row spots, but at a fraction of the price. So
mid-sixes for a 2-bedroom, for a 2-2.
For a 2-2.
Yeah.
But if you were to go into like Harbor Court, that's 1 point,
Honolulu Park Place is a cool building.
Yeah.
It's got a bowling alley in there.
There's a bowling alley?
There's a bowling alley in there. Like it's cute.
For residents?
Yeah, it's like part of their amenities. They have, I think it's 2 lanes or maybe 3 lanes.
Really?
Yeah, there's a bowling alley in there. They got a gym, they got a big pool, a big jacuzzi.
Do you think we can make it in the 50? So my parking meter 1 hour only. So it's you know, that downtown hustle. Can we go? Can we walk over there?
It's very close. It's right around the corner.
So let's try to make it in this hour. So if you're from a city or been to a big city, I think this corner, it's uniquely Hawaiian. Hawaii's Chinatown, but it's not too indifferent from like San Francisco or probably parts of New York. You can see the different types of finishing and architecture.
Yeah.
Under the stores that have graffiti. Hawaii's political game on full display.
I like this one.
This one, yeah, that one has like a Harry Potter sort of vibe to it, yeah.
And they got planters.
Mahe with the plants. Sure, Mahe and like pull some.
Pro tip from a Hawaiian. They actually are doing a great job.
We're gonna do our Hawaiian word of the day. You have the Chinese character, so that's how you know you're in Chinatown. And then, do you know how to say that word? Nu'uanu.
Nu'uanu.
What does nu'uanu mean?
I don't know. Hey Siri, what does nu'uanu mean? Why should I know?
You went to the Hawaiian private school.
I never go immersion. I took Spanish, okay?
Translated, I never go immersion means.
I did not go to Hawaiian immersion school. Oh, a cliff.
Nu'uanu. Oh, makes sense.
A cliff or a valley?
I thought Pali was cliff.
A cliff, valley, and stream. Oh, hold on. They're using it as a place name. This is Honolulu Park Place right here.
Slippery.
It looks slippery.
You could gribble for sure over here.
Yeah. Gribble.
Gribble. Is that, they don't say that? No,
people don't say gribble anymore, period.
Gribs. What about Honolulu Park Place, since you've done 2 deals in the last like several months here?
Yeah. Honolulu Park Place is an older building, but they have a great maintenance staff. Their general manager, I met, he's super cool, very available to the residents. 2-bedroom, 2-bath runs you in the mid-6s here, and most of them are updated at this point. Not most of them, but a lot of them are updated at this point since it is a little bit of an older building. They have large balconies. If you can get on the Makai side of the building, the ocean side of the building, actually super nice views. And the way the construction is right now, there's not really tall high-rises right in the vantage point from here to ocean.
Yeah.
Megan and Mike will, like, one of their things that they do now is they watch like the boats that come in the harbor, and they're like Google research to see who owns it and see like
yachts.
Yeah, like who, like who's on island right now, like what billionaires in Honolulu Harbor or whatever.
Yeah. There are some issues in this building too. Like the plumbing. And our plumber had stated like, yeah, the building's a little older, so there are times where when they shut off the water to do maintenance, and then it comes back on in a rush, like debris can find its way into spots and cause blockages. There's a frozen valve. I don't know, I think seller probably didn't disclose and it wasn't caught, but there was a frozen valve preventing hot water in that unit. We got it taken care of.
Mostly really well kept, but these are just the things that come with, like, you need to maintain if you have an older unit.
Yeah.
Things like valves, frozen valves with hard water and corrosion in Hawaii, very normal, very common, but if you just open it up every once in a while. Sometimes we have problems with like AC servicing, and it's mostly like a homeowner responsibility of, like, if you're not keeping up with the things that, like, the yearly maintaining that needs to happen for your unit.
Campbell! Sorry, my alma mater.
Far.
Kind of far, yeah.
Yeah.
She made it out. She made it out.
My dad did work in this building.
Oh yeah?
My dad was
Uncle.
Yeah, Uncle Larry.
Uncle Larry.
Drywall, like interior finishing, remodels. So they brought him here to, like, touch up all the work after they first built it.
Let's go peek inside. Difference in this building is the entrance is a notable difference.
Yeah.
So when you go into Honolulu Tower, it's the building, it gets darker. There's a desk, and then there's an elevator.
Yeah, no, this is like a grand entrance.
Right, you feel like a little more like you're walking into a resort or something.
Yeah.
But speaking of dog friendliness.
Yeah.
Dog friendly, right?
That's the third dog we saw just now. So yeah, the gym is upstairs, the bowling alley is upstairs.
The bowling alley is like through this glass?
Yeah. It's like up and then in. And they have bowling balls and shoes and all kinds. It's like...
Shoes?
Yeah, they got like everything.
Hey guys, real quick, Mahe here with Core Team Hawaii. If you're interested in buying, if you need help moving to Hawaii, please fill out the contact form on our website. As always, our information is below. We'd love to hear from you. We're a small, dedicated team, but we're never too busy to hear from you folks. Check us out. I'd love to see you on a virtual consult. All right, back to the video.
Pigeon word of the day. If you're not too hungry,
Okay, what?
but you just want something small, what are you eating?
Pupus?
That's Hawaiian.
Oh.
Pigeon.
Snack. It's freaking dame. Oh, I've been in KUKUI Plaza before too. Parking is a little weird in this building.
I mean, it's a plaza.
Yeah.
So the first floor is all commercial, right?
Yeah.
You know, you're in a city when there's bike share, ride share.
Yeah. Bikie bikes.
Have you ever done one?
No, because I don't want to embarrass myself.
You're in Hawaii. The weather's great.
Yeah.
But you're buying some level of novelty.
Yeah.
I'm not. If I need to get somewhere, I'm not paying $5 to ride the bike.
Yeah, but you don't need to wait for a bikie bike.
That's true. HFD, shout out to Rada Boy, one of our newer team members. Her husband is a fireman.
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 I was trying to navigate
He is
it.
a man of fire.
You know what? I don't know that we're necessarily going to show over here, but we're starting to blend into houseless, homeless population, right? So, as is town in Hawaii. Mm-hmm. What to say about it?
So that building up there, that is where Greg and Sasha bought.
Greg, Sasha.
Greg and Sasha. Greg with 2 G's. So
I've not been in Capitol Place. Mahe is the heavy lifter on the team and is better with buyers than I am. So a lot of times she's closing buyers and I meet you at our first lunch or home inspection or closing or whatever. So I haven't been in Capitol Place. She did that deal, but I wanted to touch on something first. As we were walking here, we saw the whole gamut, right? We saw a homeless population, 2 ladies over there dressed professionally. They're probably going back to Island Insurance, to one of those professional jobs in there. Looks like we may have some tourists to the right, construction workers passing. There's everything here,
yeah.
You know one thing about here versus like Ward, Kaka'ako, even Kapiolani, Makiki? Why is it darker here? Not just that today's overcast.
The buildings are so close together.
Is it just that everything's so much closer together?
I think it's just the way the blocks are set up. Everything's so close together that it's like all shaded.
It's like the truly dense part of the city.
Yeah, it is like a downtown Honolulu.
I was gonna say like less foliage and trees. There's really no room for
There's no room for it.
Mahe's tea leaf game.
Monstera!
Monstera. But yeah, it's just darker and more Gotham City-ish here, right?
Ooh, yeah.
Right?
We could use that because I was trying to like find a word that I didn't want to say grungy. I didn't want to say dirty.
Gotham
but
City.
It feels more Gotham City.
Just call me when you need.
It feels more DC versus Marvel. Ward Village is Marvel. This.
What?
I like it. Just
Why?
just like newer, old, classic downtown Honolulu. Big scaffolding, big crane coming up here.
We're committed to you guys in the rain.
So like,
Windshield wipers, bowl ahead.
something cool about Capitol Place is
Okay.
that since their downstairs level is Honda, which is like a heavy hitter commercial, the building stays nice. If you have somebody like Honda who is residing on the first level, like I wonder if that helps with like, oh, the maintenance is always going to be up to par because we have this large business downstairs that's occupying this building too.
Hard to know what's cause and effect. Is Honda here because they take care of their stuff? I doubt the Honda company owns the whole building.
No, I don't think they own the whole building, but I think the building needs to stay nice. Like they're not going to have
Or
problems.
they're gonna lose Honda.
Or they're going to lose Honda.
In any case, the two choose each other, and that could be an indicator of quality, is what you're saying.
The unit is a lot more modern. So when you have these older buildings in town, they've got weird angles. Back in that era, they were like trying to be cool architecturally.
It's like 70s city modern.
Yeah. This building feels newer. Walk in, it's like a long rectangle. They got the buildings on one side, the bathroom on one side, the kitchen. It feels like more efficient use of space.
Amenities though. No
if
bowling
there's
alley.
There's no bowling alley for sure.
Where we started, there's a different level of Gotham than where we are.
Yeah. It's a little bit brighter. We're closer to the state capitol here. We're closer
State
to Kauai
capitol.
Ha'o. Just
Historic buildings. We're in that downtown vibe. Like upscale Aloha print. How much do you think those dresses cost? $90.
I was gonna say $100.
$100?
Yeah, $100.
$100. Like Mahi's pants turn into a dress.
An art store.
Art
We
store.
passed a candle and soap shop.
I've heard that this other place is Best Burgers or Pizza or something. J. Dolan. LGBTQ plus bar. Behind us, the Hawaii Theater. You've probably been in there, right? You've never been
I
in there?
have. But they do
Yeah.
they do a lot more stuff at Blaisdell now. I want to say that's more like smaller stuff would be here now.
4th Street Mall, which we're gonna check out, not relevant to real estate, but relevant to the vibe. And then we're not really gonna hit on like these types of things because very unlikely that we're gonna help someone buy like that unit. But I guess possible. So if you got questions about that, hit us up.
I mean, 4th Street Mall is relevant because people buy in this area to be close to their business there.
Yeah, and so where's the row of foodie, like the sushi place you were telling me
It's
about?
like, it's this way.
It's over here?
It's here somewhere.
Is it
'Cause
on
we went
Hotel?
No.
I feel like we have to talk about Hotel Street.
I mean, I feel like we don't have to.
I feel like we have to. We're the channel that keeps it real, right? So Hotel Street, 1 Street, let's just go.
I mean, do we have to?
We have to. There's like historic tourism and military Chinatown sign over there. But more so than just the obvious signage is you don't see brick in Hawaii almost ever, unless it is historic. And you can just pan over here and see early 1900s.
This looks like it's on its last leg.
When they were willing to like ship bricks over. It has to be a logistics thing. Well, one, we haven't had on Oahu at least. We had Iniki, we had a hurricane in 1992 that grazed the outermost island. A little more than grazed. We just don't have weather, like where you need bricks like Tennessee, and it's probably very expensive. Taxi Star, are they closed?
This is open. My jaw hurts already. You know, the back of your mouth gets all like
Yeah,
watery.
yeah. This is the one my dad likes. Lose weight? I can lose weight if I eat that? All gone?
I want this. I'll pay you back. Look at how good that looks.
That's
that
the-
cracked seed.
You ever cut the rihimui, or cut the lemon?
Who do you think you're talking to?
You give me a piece?
Everybody likes them.
It's good, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey! I was just talking about you.
I was walking past you.
We were just talking about them.
Oh, hi. Nice to
My
meet
God,
you.
that's so funny.
Nice to meet you.
See how small Hawaii is. They're brand new owners in
Yeah.
Honolulu Park Place. Local girl grew up here, just moved back. Super
yeah.
stoked to have him.
You want some crack seed?
Yeah, you want crack seed?
Well, Auntie said that I'll lose weight if I eat this.
Dehydrated lemon. Because you're like, grew up here, we were able to help you move back. Like, that's like, we love that. Where's the street that has like all the like nice restaurants now? Where like Lucky Belly and all that stuff is over there.
Hawaii people are probably
The
the
worst
most
at direction.
notorious for like, I have an iPhone in my pocket.
Oh, what is
But
that?
like, oh no, I used to be about a kind.
Like, or you can pull it up on a map.
What is
The
it
one with
called?
the one uncle that sits on the bench.
And sure enough, Uncle's on the back.
And uncle's on that bench.
We're
Nice
gonna
to
have
see you.
Yeah.
So random. Thank you so much. Also,
Yeah.
the lockbox is back.
Mahe didn't really want to be a part of this, so if
I'm gonna exit.
you want to exit. But you know, our channel is about telling the whole truth, the idiosyncrasies and the everything about Hawaii. If you say Hotel Street to a local person, especially, you think kids now associate Hotel Street the way that we did?
No, I don't think so now.
Well, when we were kids and before, Hotel Street, there's certain places in any densely populated area where you have prostitution. And in Waikiki, you'd have a little more what you would expect. Here is where you would expect to find someone maybe 6'6", bigger than me, and a short skirt, right? I know it's ridiculous, but this is a part of this. I don't know if it still is, but when we were young, that's what, you know, you say Hotel Street, like, what you doing Hotel Street, right? Mm-hmm. But it seems to be, gentrifying is not the right word, beautifying.
Beautifying.
Doesn't seem to be that.
Cleaned up a little more.
But that, I mean, that's a thing, a truth of this island, of this state of Hawaii. Like, it's a city. There's things like that. I've already answered your question. Like, hey, Derek, would you raise a kid in that building? Like, probably not the spot, yeah?
Nah.
You literally said your dad wouldn't leave you in the car if you
Yeah.
had to go do something over here.
If he was doing a job over here, construction. Yeah. Drywall. The job site was upstairs. He like
You have to
wouldn't
come
let
up.
me stay in the truck or in the van. Like I'd have to go up
It's
with him.
daytime or like?
It's daytime. It's a lot more cleaned up now than it used to be.
And because this is a professional district, right? Like it's a day. This is that part of the city that's a daytime thing for the most part. A lot of businesses, restaurants, coffee shops, cafes. It's like morning and at lunchtime. After lunch, the business shuts down,
Yeah.
right? And so you can imagine at night, when it gets dark, it could be a different thing in certain pockets. But as with any city, 2 blocks that way, entirely different than here. Let's keep it moving to the like 4th Street Mall. You knew there was a Walmart here.
Yeah.
I either didn't know or it was lost on me. Have you been inside?
No.
It can't be all out. Like,
It wouldn't. I mean, I just feel no. It can't
they don't have the car, battery, and fishing section.
No, they don't got a garden area.
Garden section.
It ain't for me.
Everything you need, right? Doctor's office, Walmart, Ross. I don't think
Banks.
Not my vibe down here.
Chinatown? Downtown?
To Gotham. One thing about Hawaii, intermittent rain is beautiful. It creates rainbows and it's lush and green. But then when it stops like this and there's no wind,
beaming with sun, all the heat
not
coming off the road. Like,
we're not just doing this to look interesting. It's hot. That's why.
we're working our angles
We're working our
and airing out our pits. I'm always worried about like liquid on the ground in Chinatown.
Yes.
Like water, rain.
I would have worn
pee,
shoes if I knew we were gonna be doing
pee,
Chinatown.
vomit.
Saigon,
Yeah,
coffee shop,
yeah, that's 2.
Subway.
Wow, that's it.
No, it's not.
Pantry,
Another
that's
one.
a grocery store.
No, there's food and sandwiches.
That's a grocery
and stuff
store.
in there. Oh, like Southern food, huh?
Hawaiian salad bar. What?
Aloha sushi, and look, this was all popping.
Huh.
I would like an apology.
No.
I mean, Harbor Court in downtown Harbor Court is like it's the premier building. Your front row, as the name suggests, you have grand views of the harbor, unimpeded. Aloha Tower is right there, which parking's running out again, so we'll go jump in the car and show you guys Aloha Tower and to kind of describe what that meant culturally before and what it is now. There's residential side, the business side. Last time I was in a Harbor Court for a listing appointment was over a year ago. I think because of the higher maintenance fee helps to keep the price down. Maybe not helps, depending if you're an owner or a buyer, right? If you were to get something like Mahe was just estimating, if this was Ward Village for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,300 something square foot, ocean fronting view. Now granted, over there it's like Ala Moana and Kaka'ako, not like the commercial harbor. Closer to 2 million rather than 1.1 million or 1.2 million or 900,000. In this area of Honolulu, downtown, not town, but downtown, this is like the building in my opinion. It's the front row, away from a lot of the hustle and bustle. Walk to Aloha Tower, walk to these restaurants, get out of this really quick, jump on Nimitz to get going west if you needed to. Harbor Court's it. I would love to own one in Harbor Court. And a lot of the people I've met who do have one in Harbor Court or multiple assets in Harbor Court, they use it for like a medium-term rental. So they use it for like a 90-day corporate rental or things of that nature.
This building looks like what they thought the future was going to look like. You know what I mean? Like the architecture.
Like the Jetsons, like a little bit Jetsons. For governor. For governor.
Yeah, he thought I was like,
BJ.
that was BJ fan.
We're at Aloha Tower. Aloha Tower isn't a place where you're gonna buy real estate, you're gonna live. If you're watching this because your kids are gonna go to Hawaii Pacific University, modern day, that's relevant. Aloha Tower is just more of a historic tourism landmark. You know, Honolulu Harbor is right there, so where the boats would come in, you used to like swim for coins. As the tourists are leaving, they're so happy throwing coins to the kids. Imagine like the OSHA violation of today, right? The
boats coming in,
boats
kids diving in the water.
Kids diving for coins. But you know, in the 1940s and 50s, that was a thing. Even when we were in high school, when we were kids, Aloha Tower was a tourist spot.
Yeah.
Now, it's less so. They struggled to get tourists there. They struggled to monetize it, I believe. So Hawaii Pacific University purchased it or leased it or whatever they did. And this is really primarily a college campus. It has a few restaurants still, and so some tourists draw, like Hooters.
Is that where this is?
Yeah, there's like HPU.
Right by the college.
There's like Hooters. They do some concerts in here. I hope that the final edit doesn't look like we're throwing shade at downtown. Downtown has its place in a local person's heart. It's not necessarily where the nuclear family is going to like get a picket fence, you know, things of that nature. But we literally had 3 or 4 clients we referenced today, and they all love it.
Yeah.
So if it's your thing, it's your thing. That's where you elaborate.
Oh yeah, it's good. If it's your thing, it's your thing. If it's not your thing, it's not your thing.
myhawaiihomevalue.com. For sellers, or you know what, just for refinancers, for homeowners, or you want to sell in a year from now, it's better to understand your home's value today. My friend lived there, sold her house during the pandemic, got her a house down the street off market so that Auntie, 95 years old, could live in the home on the first floor. The good news is we're able to reposition into something that she got for probably $100,000 undervalued. myhawaiihomevalue.com. My name is Derek Mahe. My team is called Core Team Hawaii. I'm just obsessed with this stuff. I love real estate. I love talking about it. I love helping. So please hit us up.